Most people believe the apple tree is the king of backyard fruit trees. But here's something most gardeners never realize: there are fruit trees that can produce far more fruit, much faster, and many of them grow with surprisingly little care. Some of these trees can fill baskets year after year, while apple trees are still slowly getting established. Today, we're revealing 13 incredibly productive fruit trees that often outproduce apple trees. Yet almost nobody plants them, and a few of them might surprise you. The familiar Malus domestica is loved around the world, but it can take several years before harvests become truly heavy. Meanwhile, many other fruit trees grow faster, fruit earlier, and can produce impressive harvests from even a small backyard space. In this video, we'll explore 13 fruit trees that can produce more fruit than apples, from fast-growing tropical producers to hardy backyard favorites. By the end, you might discover a few trees that could completely transform your home garden harvest. First on the list is the Ficus carica, a tree that quietly outperforms many traditional orchard fruits. Fig trees are famous for their ability to produce huge harvests even in small spaces. Once established, a mature tree can yield hundreds of soft, sweet figs during the season in warm climates. Some varieties even produce two crops each year. What makes figs especially appealing for home gardeners is their resilience. They tolerate drought, poor soil, and limited care far better than many fruit trees. A single backyard fig tree can provide enough fruit for fresh eating, drying, and even homemade jam. Next is the incredibly productive Morus alba. Mulberry trees grow fast and begin producing fruit earlier than many orchard trees. Once mature, the branches can become completely covered in sweet berries that ripen over several weeks. One tree can easily provide bowls of fruit every day during the harvest season. Many gardeners overlook mulberries simply because they're less common in grocery stores. But they are one of the easiest fruit trees to grow at home. They tolerate different soils, require very little maintenance, and attract beneficial wildlife. With their heavy harvests and hardy nature, mulberries are one of the most generous trees you can plant. The Psidium guayava is another fruit tree that surprises many gardeners with its productivity. Guava trees are compact, fast-growing, and capable of producing dozens of fragrant fruits each year in warm climates. Some trees even produce multiple harvests. The fruits themselves are packed with flavor and vitamin C, making them a healthy addition to any backyard harvest. Guava trees also adapt well to pruning, which means they can be kept small and manageable in limited garden spaces. Once established, they reward gardeners with consistent harvests and beautiful blossoms that attract pollinators throughout the growing season. The tropical carica papaya is one of the fastest fruit producers you can grow. Unlike many fruit trees that require several years before producing, papaya plants can begin bearing fruit within the first year. The fruits grow directly along the trunk, creating an impressive vertical display of ripening papayas. A healthy plant can carry many fruits at once, often providing harvests for months. Papaya thrives in warm climates and rich soil, but it grows surprisingly quickly even from seed. For gardeners looking for rapid results and abundant tropical fruit, papaya is one of the most rewarding plants to grow. The reliable citrus lemon is another incredibly productive addition to a backyard garden. Lemon trees can produce hundreds of fruits each year once mature, especially in sunny climates. Their glossy evergreen leaves and fragrant blossoms make them beautiful landscape trees as well as productive ones. Lemons are also one of the most useful fruits to harvest, adding flavor to cooking, drinks, and home remedies. Unlike many fruit trees, lemon trees can continue producing throughout much of the year rather than in a single short season. With proper sunlight and occasional feeding, one healthy tree can keep a household supplied with fresh lemons. The fast-growing musa may technically be a giant herb rather than a traditional tree, but its productivity is impressive. A single banana plant produces a large hanging bunch that can contain dozens of bananas. Once the main stalk fruits, new shoots quickly grow from the base, continuing the cycle. This means a small patch of banana plants can provide harvests year after year. In warm climates, they grow rapidly and require very little care beyond water and sunlight. Their huge tropical leaves also create a lush garden atmosphere, making them both productive and visually striking in the landscape. Another often overlooked fruit tree is the Ariobotrya japonica. Loquat trees produce clusters of small orange fruits that ripen in early spring when few other fruits are available. A mature tree can carry dozens of fruit clusters, each holding several sweet and tangy loquats. Gardeners appreciate loquats not only for their productivity, but also for their ornamental beauty. The large, glossy leaves give the tree a tropical look, while the flowers attract pollinators during cooler seasons because they are hardy and adaptable. Loquats grow well in many regions and often thrive with minimal care once established. The hardy Punica granatum is another impressive fruit producer. Pomegranate trees are well known for their ability to thrive in hot, dry climates where other fruit trees struggle once mature. A single tree can produce dozens of large fruits each season. Inside each fruit are hundreds of jewel-like seeds, packed with juice and antioxidants. Pomegranates have been cultivated for thousands of years and remain popular for both their flavor and health benefits in the garden. The trees are also beautiful, with bright flowers and attractive branching, shapes that make them a striking feature in any backyard orchard. The Diospyros kaki is another tree capable of remarkable harvests. Persimmon trees are known for producing large quantities of bright orange fruit every autumn. During peak season, the branches can become so heavy with fruit that they seem completely covered. Persimmons are sweet, rich, and unique in flavor, making them a favorite in many traditional cuisines. The trees themselves are also easy to care for and tolerant of different soils. In addition to their productivity, persimmon trees provide beautiful seasonal color, especially when the orange fruits remain hanging on the branches after the leaves fall. The classic Prunus persica is well loved by gardeners for its sweet, juicy harvests. Peach trees can produce surprisingly large yields once mature, sometimes more fruit than the branches can easily support. Gardeners often thin the developing peaches early in the season to allow the remaining fruits to grow larger and healthier with proper sunlight and pruning. A single tree can produce dozens of delicious peaches every year beyond the harvest itself. Peach trees also offer beautiful spring blossoms that attract pollinators and signal the beginning of the growing season in many gardens. Closely related is the productive Prunus domestica. Plum trees are known for their heavy crops, often producing so much fruit that gardeners share baskets with neighbors. The fruits vary in color and flavor depending on the variety. Ranging from deep purple to golden yellow, plums can be eaten fresh, dried into prunes, or turned into jams and preserves. Many plum trees begin producing within just a few years after planting, making them a rewarding addition to a backyard orchard. With good sunlight and basic care, they can provide dependable harvests year after year. The Persea americana is another remarkable producer once it reaches maturity. Avocado trees can grow quite large and may yield hundreds of fruits annually. Under the right conditions, each fruit is rich, creamy, and packed with healthy fats, making avocados one of the most valuable foods you can harvest from a garden. These trees prefer warm climates and well-drained soil, but when given the right environment, they reward growers with abundant harvests. For many home gardeners, a single avocado tree can provide more fruit than a household could easily consume. Finally, there is the massive Artocarpus heterophyllus. Jackfruit trees produce the largest tree-borne fruits in the world. Individual fruits can weigh between 20 and 50 pounds, and a mature tree may produce many of them each season. That means a single harvest can provide an incredible amount of food. The sweet yellow flesh is enjoyed fresh and is also used in many dishes around the world. Jackfruit trees thrive in tropical climates and grow into impressive shade trees over time. For gardeners who have the space and suitable climate, jackfruit is one of the most extraordinary fruit producers imaginable. So while the familiar Malus domestica will always have a place in many gardens, it's clear that a lot of other fruit trees can be just as rewarding, sometimes even more productive. From the sweet harvests of Ficus carica and Morus alba, to the impressive yields of trees like Persea americana, There are many options that can turn a small backyard into a surprisingly abundant food garden. Sometimes the most productive plants are simply the ones people overlook. By choosing a mix of trees that fruit at different times of the year, your garden can offer fresh harvests across many seasons. If you enjoy discovering these productive fruit trees, consider subscribing for more simple ideas that help turn an ordinary backyard into a thriving home garden. And if you already grow one of these trees, feel free to share your experience in the comments. It's always interesting to hear what grows best in different gardens.